NBA insiders have revealed a massive New York Knicks trade update to go over regarding this team's next move that they will be making. And the Knicks, they are going to have some serious team needs coming soon based off one of the biggest storylines that we have now seen this year so far, in a story that is continuing to update as well, meaning right now the moves that the Knicks are going to be making in the future are very much going to predicate on everything that's recently been coming out as well. So you guys want to make sure to stay tuned for all this, and let's jump right into it. But real quick, guys, if you're part of that 56% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single New York Knicks update, because we have videos coming out every single day that you do not want to miss out on. But with all that being said, let's jump into it, guys. There is a lot to go over on the Knicks right now, because where the Knicks stand, there has been a whole lot of questions surrounding how much this team really is going to need to do come the trade deadline and trade season that is rapidly approaching. Right now, this video is coming out on Tuesday, November 25th, which means in exactly 20 days, December 15th, trade season will be upon us in the NBA already. Yep, it did not take that long. Very quickly, things are going to be changing around the league as all contracts signed over the summer will be able to be traded. Guys who signed with free agent teams are now going to be trade eligible, and trade talks will start soon after. We've seen the Knicks make moves before the deadline over a couple of seasons now, whether that was OG Anunoby or also a few other ones that they made as well. So, basically with this Knicks team, we know that they like to make moves. Leon specifically likes to make moves a little bit before the deadline. We saw it with Cam Reddish also. So throughout Leon's time with the Knicks, what we've seen is a team that desperately wants to become more well-rounded. And the Knicks, they have a good roster this year. I mean, objectively a good team. They're trying to win the NBA championship. And to do that, they're going to have to continue trying to be their best selves. But right now, because of everything surrounding this guy, Landry Shamet right here, it makes things even more difficult. And ESPN insiders did discuss what the Knicks' next move is. As Zach Krem of ESPN did say, the Knicks are rather well-rounded without any gaping roster holes, but given center Mitchell Robinson's injury history, New York could use another proven center as insurance for the postseason. Continuing a trend from the 24-25 playoffs, Robinson has been crucial to the Knicks' performance this season. New York has a plus 15.2 net rating when he's their center, according to Cleaning the Glass, compared to a plus 7 when Karl-Anthony Towns is the lone big, a plus 3.2 when Gershon Yabusele plays the small ball 5, and a minus 11.6 when little-used Ariel Hukporti mans the middle. In theory, Yabusele should be able to function as the extra big in New York that they need behind Robinson and Towns, but in practice, the celebrated free agent signing hasn't lived up to the expectations in New York, averaging just 2.6 points per game in 10.2 minutes. And on top of that, as Bobby Marks said, the Knicks are in a similar position to last November. Top-heavy contracts with no first-round picks to trade and the uncertain future of Robinson. New York has 84% of its salary cap tied up in the contracts for Towns, OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart. They also have $148,358 below the second apron and are not allowed to take on salary in a trade, meaning they'd have to cut money, if anything, and can't afford a free agent signing right now until the pro-rated veteran minimum deal. With all this in mind, what we're seeing out of this Knicks team is it's going to be tough to make moves. Robinson is, so crucial to this Knicks team. In the 9 games that he's appeared in thus far this season, he averages 4 points and 8 rebounds with 1.1 blocks, but it's more than that. It's the fact that he gets 5 offensive rebounds at night. There's a whole lot to Mitchell Robinson's game, and not all of it appears on the stat sheet. The big thing is the offensive rebounding and the defense that he brings into the middle. That is the biggest part of Mitch's game that we can see with the stats. However, again, the man's only playing 17.1 minutes right now. The Knicks are just better when he's on the floor. Their defense is a lot more cohesive. They have their true rim protector, and on top of that, they have a very talented big man in Mitch who they could use in a bunch of different locations. With all this, it's very, very important that the Knicks continue to go out there and try to just keep Robinson healthy, but there's always the world where he's not. The Knicks' depth behind Mitchell Robinson is not excellent. We see Gershon Yabusele, Ariel Hukporti, and Cat as the other 3 guys who could play that 5 role. But even so, Yabusele being 6'8" does cause some problems, especially when Cat can't really defend the position and neither can Yabu. So with that in mind, the Knicks need to find a way to rectify this. And if Hukporti doesn't seem ready yet, which by all advanced metrics he's not, the Knicks are going to need to look externally, whether that is through free agency or through the trade market. And it's going to be tough for them to work out a trade. It'll almost certainly have to involve Gershon Yabusele so they could opt for a guy who could play that center position a little better. A name that I've floated around once before, and I didn't even plan on talking about him in this video, so I don't have a stat graphic for him, is Jay Huff. I've talked about Jay Huff before because I think he's the perfect fit for the Knicks. The Pacers are bad this year. They're probably not going to get much better. They're probably not going to win much this year, and they're probably not trying to. With all that in mind, it does make some sense for the Knicks to look into Huff and give a few second-round picks and Yabu's contract so they could take on Jay Huff, have a guy who can protect the rim, and for some reason only dunks the ball backwards, weirdly enough. That's a true thing. Look it up. Just look up Jay Huff backwards dunk. It's the only way he dunks the ball. But he's great. He can hit shots, he can defend the rim, and he can score down low, usually by dunking the ball backwards for some tick or whatever, but it works, and he's a good player, and I would love the signing. I remember someone in the comments, and if you're watching this video right now, if you were the one that said, it should have been Jay Huff over Yabusele, I said it in the offseason. I wish I had the comment on hand. I would have shown it on this video because I feel very similarly. I loved the idea of Jay Huff or Larry Nance Jr. I liked Yabu signing too. You can go back to the video. I was thrilled. It's just not working out perfectly right now. And then also with Landry Shamet hurting his shoulder, the Knicks will be in need of another wing who could be a shooter for them. Shamet's big thing for the Knicks was being that quick trigger three-point shooter, and it was working really, really well until ultimately he did go down with the injury. And Mikal Bridges said on Shamet, where the two have shared multiple teams, including the Suns and the Knicks now, he said dealing with probably the same shoulder thing, praying for the best and hoping everything is okay. Definitely going to need him down the line. I saw him that at half. He said he was okay. As long as he's okay, his mental is okay. He knows more than me, but he's in good spirits. Recent reports have indicated that right now there's still no full update. The Knicks are calling it a shoulder sprain. Everyone's pretty sure he dislocated his shoulder. If he did dislocate his shoulder, that means he's going to be out for an extended period of time. If he opts for surgery, it means his season is over, meaning the Knicks will ultimately waive Shamet, and they cannot pick up who they waived for him, which was Garrison Matthews, who is on the Indiana Pacers. The Knicks will have to look in a different direction. And there are a few different guys, and we actually are going to talk about one on the next video that comes out on this channel. So you want to make sure to stay tuned for that. So make sure you have those post notifications on. Comment who you would want to see replace Shamet if this does happen. But in regards to Shamet, the Knicks are going to have to look in other directions. And in regards to what the insiders have said about everything, the $12.9 million expiring contract of Mitchell Robinson, the ability to swap first-round picks in 3 years in 2026, 2030, and 2022, and 8 seasons and 8 seconds represent New York's most appealing trade assets. If the Knicks traded Robinson for a comparable salary but money owed in 2026, they could be a second apron team after their roster fills out. One potential move is trading Pacome Dadier and cash. The Knicks have $7.9 million to include, which would give New York enough breathing room below the second apron to sign 2 players. So shout out to Bobby Marks for giving that up. There's only 2 teams that would be able to afford that. One of them is the team that Marks used to be the assistant GM for, the Brooklyn Nets, and the other one is the Utah Jazz, 2 young teams that suck and definitely could use more help. Now, as Bontemps mentioned, as Tim Bontemps said, probably not anything too exciting will be happening. The Knicks, as Bobby Marks laid out, have very little flexibility due to their lack of draft assets and being snug against the second apron. With all their significant salaries coming from their top 6 players, any major move would need to involve subtracting one or more of them to bring in others. In the wake of the Luka Doncic trade last February, never rule anything out in the NBA, but the chances of New York making significant moves from now until the deadline feel remote. And if that is going to happen, well, I feel like we know what it's going to be. It's you trade Cat for one of Giannis or Anthony Davis. And I don't think the Knicks are trading for Anthony Davis. So that means they're trading Cat for Giannis for anyone. And I don't think they're trading for Giannis, which means I don't think the Knicks are making a major move. Though I do think things are going to change very fast depending on what happens with Landry Shamet. Ultimately, I hope Shamet's okay because he is the best player the Knicks can have right now, except for one guy who, again, we will be talking about in the next video. So make sure to stay tuned for that. I think it's a good one. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a wonderful day. If you want to become a channel member, we are going to give some really cool perks out to all of them, including early access on videos and a few other things as well, while also being able to put in their own video suggestions, being one of them, and me. If you are a channel member and you suggest a video, it is the rule that I will have to make that video no matter what it's about. I mean, if it's not about the Knicks, if you're like, hey, Chris, you've left this empty cup of iced tea on your desk since Sunday, throw it out. I'm not going to do a video on that, but if it's about the Knicks, I'll do it. It could be about anything. Not like your opinion. I'll put your opinion in a video. But like, you know, kind of, hey, Mohamed Diawara, first guy to come to mind. I actually do have a Diawara video coming out, though, so stay tuned for that as well. Lots of cool stuff on Knicks Digest. But with all that being said, have a great day. Go Knicks.